So today we gathered about 100 people from across the Tucson startup community. We've got investors, we've got people at the university, we've got entrepreneurs. And our goal was to try to understand how we can come together and build a more collaborative, interconnected startup ecosystem. So it's important for any startup ecosystem to get together regularly with all of the stakeholders and take a look at the gaps here in our ecosystem and how we can collaborate, fill those gaps, and really grow the future of our community to better help founders and startups grow and ultimately achieve more success and then have economic impacts.
One of the questions that came up is, what does it mean to be an unconference versus a regular conference? And as a regular conference, you usually have someone up in front just essentially giving content to the crowd, and they're just there to absorb it and listen. For an unconference, really the crowd is the group that's creating the content. So in this case, what we did was we broke up the crowd into different groups, and those groups wander around the room addressing different topics in the ecosystem. And the goal is to actually collect information that you wouldn't get otherwise, and then synthesize it all together. At the end of the unconference, that gets presented back to the group for further discussion. And our plan is, at the end of all this, we're going to follow on with another follow-up meeting conference in November, and we're going to continue it through the year on different things we can do to keep this conversation going. The goal of the conference was really just to start the conversation. And the nice thing has been, first of all, we've had a greater turnout than we had expected. And we're getting conversations that are continuing on past breaks through other conversations. Everybody's been very engaged as we move through this whole morning.
What we talk about is lacking critical mass. And critical mass is an interesting phenomenon. What it says is you have to get enough matter together to start a chain reaction. That's where the concept comes from. And my impression is that Tucson does have sufficient mass. It's just not really together, and therefore it doesn't feed on itself and drive the reaction. It would be the business development that we're looking for here in Southern Arizona. So events like this are really a great start. The energy in the room says that there's the passion to do it, and we just have to keep the focus on doing that.
Across Tucson, I see a lot of campfires, right? So there are a lot of conversations happening all across the community. Today was a really great opportunity to bring all of those people together, kind of have a bonfire of conversation, right? But it doesn't stop here. This is just the beginning and the continuation of these conversations. And we're excited because the outcome of today is a mural, but it's also a lot of active next steps. We'll follow up with everybody. We have another event coming up in the middle of November where we're going to continue the conversation. We'll bring more people to the table. But we're really looking for positive, actionable steps, right? What can we do next to really make a difference and make a significant impact for Southern Arizona?